Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Gautam Kumar and I am a certified Kubernetes administrator. In this session, I will explain a real-time Kubernetes DevOps project with complete CI/CD pipeline on AWS infra. So friends, this is the architecture of this project. In this project, we will use various DevOps tools like GitHub, Jenkins, Ansible, DockerHub, and Kubernetes. So in this architecture, first of all, developers will write a Docker file and it will commit to GitHub. Once GitHub will receive the Docker file, then it will send notification to Jenkins through the webhooks, and Jenkins will start automatically build the job, and it will pull all the code from GitHub repo to Jenkins workplace, and then Jenkins will access the Ansible server, and it will start building the image on Ansible server. So once Ansible will build the image, then it will tag the image in two versions. One, the version will be as per pipeline version, like for the first build, the version will be the one V1. For the second build, version will be V2, and another tag will be the latest one. And after that, Ansible server will pull that both images to Docker Hub repo, and once Ansible will pull that image to Docker Hub, then developers will write once again the three files: ansible.byml, deployment.byml and service.byml, and it will commit those files to GitHub. And once again, GitHub will send notification to Jenkins, and Jenkins will start automatically build the job. And then Jenkins will copy deployment.byml file and service.byml file to Kubernetes nodes. And Jenkins will copy ansible.byml file to Ansible server, and then it will SSH to Ansible server, and Ansible server will run playbook with Ansible playbook command, and it will deploy the deployment and service on Kubernetes clusters. So, friends, I have written one article with complete steps of this project on my website. So, let me open that. So, this is the article in that I have mentioned the complete steps from writing code to deploying a deployment on Kubernetes clusters. So, friends, architecture already I have explained. Now, I will move further to prerequisites and environment setups. So you should have one AWS account with admin access, and you should also have Docker Hub account, and you should have account on GitHub, so that you can create the repo on GitHub and you can create repo on Docker Hub. And the next thing is you should open the port 8080 on Jenkins for the Jenkins server. And for Kubernetes nodes, you should open the port 6443 and the node port between this. So, and the next is you have to set the passwordless authentication between Jenkins server to Ansible, Jenkins to Kubernetes, and Ansible to Kubernetes. And then we will move further and we will explain in a step by a step. The first step is here to provision the infrastructure, three nodes server on AWS, Jenkins server, Ansible server, and then VM4 Minikube. So I have already created the three VMs on AWS infra. You can see Ansible, Jenkins, and Minikube. And the next is to set up the server and installation. So on Jenkins node, you need to install Java and Jenkins with Git, and on Ansible node, you should install Ansible and Docker on this node. Sorry, on this node. And on Minikube node, you need to install Docker and Minikube with kubectl package. So these are the prerequisites that already I have done, because if I will show you how to install Jenkins, how to install Ansible, how to install Minikube, this video will be too long. So I have done this part, and then I will move further to a step 2, sorry, a step 3. In a step 3, we will write Docker file and we'll push to GitHub. So let me show you the Docker file that I have already written. Yes, this is a Docker file. In this Docker file, I have used the base image Ubuntu and I have set environment. Then I have used run command to install all the necessary package like Apache, zip, unzip, open, JDK, curl, and then apt clean command. And next is to clean the cache. Then I have mentioned the add. This add will download the CSS template from GitHub to container. And I have used working. So working is similar to CD. It will change the current working directory. Then I have used run command to remove the by default index.html file. Then again I have used run to unzip that zip file and copy that file to working directory. And then we can use rm command to remove that zip file from container. Then I have mentioned expose. So container will listen on the port 80, and then the last one is the CMD, which will start Apache on front, and the -d flag will avoid to container to go in shutdown mode after creating the container immediately. So now I will log into Jenkins server. So let me log in to this server, port 8080. Sorry, I was using wrong IP. So now we need to fetch the password. So let me copy the password. Yes. So yes, now I will set up Jenkins. So it will take 1 minute. It should not take more than 1 minute. Friends, meanwhile, I will commit Docker file and I will push that file to GitHub repo. So let me show you. Yes, the status git add Docker file, git commit. You can put comment doc file, then git push origin man. Yes. So let me refresh my GitHub repo. Yeah, you can see the Docker file is here now. Now let me set up the admin user. I will put the username DevOps and I will set the password and I will put full name info@linuxGKTech.com. Now click on save and continue, save and finish. Start using Jenkins. Okay. So now we will create our first job. So friends, here you can use this command to add GitHub repo. I have already added my repository with help of this command, and to commit any file we need to run these three commands: git add, git commit and git push. Git push will push that file to GitHub repo. Now we are in a step 4 where we have committed Docker file and now Docker file is on GitHub. So what I will do now, we will move to next step on Jenkins side and we will create the credential on Jenkins so that Jenkins can communicate with Ansible server and Kubernetes nodes. So first of all, we will use this. This is my Jenkins and you need to click here under credentials. We can add the credential. So we need to click here on system and then SSL username and private key. Okay. Here we need to put Jenkins and Civil. Okay, you can put anything. I have added Jenkins hyphen and Civil. Username will be Ubuntu and enter directly. Here we need to add private key. SSH key. Let me copy the key, private key from Jenkins server. Okay. I will add one another. I will put Jenkins to Kubernetes. Ubuntu and then private key. Okay. I will add another key for Docker Hub. So here we need to select secret text, click on next. Okay. We need to put the secret, that is the password of Docker Hub, and can put DockerHub pass as a ID. And this is also variable. Okay. So I have created three credentials. Now we need to also create the token. This token we need in further steps. So let me create Jenkins. Yeah, this token we need when we will configure webhooks on GitHub. Okay, so this is the token. We need to keep this token. So copy it and you can keep on any safe place. Okay. Now, okay. Now we will create items. So click on new item, put the name. I will put the name Q and we'll select pipeline and we need to click on OK. Okay. So now we need to write the script for pipeline. So if you don't know, you can click on pipeline syntax. There you can select Git and you can put a GitHub repo URL. Then okay, 1 second. Yeah, SSH. Okay, you can change the branch main credential none generate. So you can copy this code and you can come here. You can start with node a stage git checkout. You can give anything. Now you paste this command. So this is the first command you need to add. Then you can move further with next a script that will transfer the code. Okay, so let me check. Click on apply and save. Okay, now you can click on build. See output. Okay, finished with success means Jenkins pulled Docker file from GitHub in their working space. So now we will move further and we will write another a stage that will be for copy the file from Jenkins to Ansible node. Copy file from Jenkins to Ansible node. So it will use SSH. So if you don't know the syntax, you can click on here and you can select SSH. SSH agent. Okay. So it's not coming. Before that, let me So you one another thing, you need to click on setting and you need to go on plugins. You need to add SSH agent. Okay, install it. Okay, so you can click here to restart. So Jenkins is restarting now. So now, okay, it will take some time. So at this moment, we are here. We have already pulled the code from GitHub to Jenkins in manual way. Now we need to log in again. DevOps. Okay. So we need to click on item and configure and yes, we need to click on pipeline syntax. We need to select here SSH agent. Oh, okay. Yes, you can see SSH agent. Now you can select the credential. I have created Jenkins to Ansible. So it's already here. And now click on generate pipeline as script. So you can copy this script and you can paste here. Okay. So here we need to write some code. So, so here first Jenkins will SSH to Ansible node. So for that, okay. If you don't know, you can copy this command. Okay. SSH, then Ubuntu and Ansible private IP. Okay. And in next line, we can use SCP, the working directory. Where is working directory? Where live Jenkins workspace? Where live Jenkins workspace? Q. Okay. Yes. SCP, it will SCP Q Docker file and it will connect to Ansible node where to home Ubuntu. So let me apply this pipeline script. So need to click on apply and save. I will click on build and we'll see. Okay, failed. Let me see. Okay, what happened? Okay, permission denied. Okay, 1 second. Chain var lib Jenkins workspace queue Docker file. What I have used here, click on configure. So Docker file 12113. Okay, SSH. I have written same code. Okay, there was typo. Let me build it again. No, again failed. Okay, let me check with the password. Okay, okay, passwordless authentication is not configured on my Jenkins node. So let me show you how to set passwordless authentication. Okay, so now I have set passwordless authentication. So let me check once again. Click on items, then click on build now. See, yeah. So this time job success. Okay, finish. So what happened now? Let me explain. So this pipeline job copy Docker file from Jenkins to Ansible node. So now I will configure Webhooks on GitHub file. So we don't need to click manually on build now. Jenkins will automatically trigger the job and it will build. So let me show you how you can do it. So you need to go on GitHub, then under repository you need to click on setting on Webhooks. You okay. So I need to change it IP address of the Jenkins. Okay, this is IP address 136. Okay, now click on update. You can click on here. Okay, click on redelivered. Yes, yeah. You can see green tick means now GitHub can communicate with Jenkins and it can send notifications to Jenkins. So let me show you. Let me Okay. So now what it will do, let me show you. I will make some changes in Docker file. Okay. Let me expose any other port. Okay. 443. Okay. Save. Now git status, git add Docker file, git commit -m docs, git push origin main. Okay. So at this time, Docker should automatically build a job. Okay. 1 second. Now let me go on. Okay. What happened with this? Jenkins last success 3 minutes 46 seconds. Okay. Sorry. And if you follow my website, so after configuring Webhooks, you need to go on Jenkins side, ensure GitHub plugin is there. Under build trigger, you need to check this option. Let me show you. On configure, you need to check this option. GitHub hook trigger for Git SVM polling. Okay, now click and apply. Okay, now it should build. Okay, let me do it once again. Let me remove this port and let me do it. Commit push. Okay, now see on GitHub side. Now on Jenkins side. Okay, let me check the history. 18 seconds. You can see this time Jenkins automatically trigger the job. The last success is 18 seconds. Okay, so now DevOps has been configured and it is working. Now I will move further to a step 6 where we will build the image and tag the Docker images. So for this, we need to write another pipeline, a script under configured. Okay, so here a stage. Okay, copy file from Jenkins to Ansible completed. Now what the name? Now build the Docker image. Okay, you can copy this line and you can log into Ansible server with same command. You can run additional command home ubuntu, then once you will log in Ansible node, we need to run the command docker build t means current working directory, and okay, tag. So this will build the image with tag job name colon version 1 build id. Okay, so now we can apply and s- save. We need to click on apply and save. Okay, so now click on apply. Sorry, one error was there. Now click on save and apply. Now click on build. Okay, failure. What happened? Docker command not found. Were not found on 113. Let me show you. Oh, Docker is here. Okay, it's one. Not this is not Ansible node. Okay, okay. Docker is not installed. Let me install the Docker. Now, okay. So now Docker is here on Ansible node, and we need to rebuild. Click on build now, and we'll see now what will happen. Failure. Okay. So we need to do some more additional step here. User mode need to run this command so that Docker will have appropriate permission. Okay. Now click on Q build now. I hope this time, yeah. So this time this Jenkins pipeline will build the image on Ansible server. So you can see now the Ansible node is creating image. Okay, done, done. Once it will complete, I will show you Docker. Yeah, finish with success. Yeah, you can see Docker images Q V1 8. Okay, so this is a pipeline name V1 dot 8 build. You can see the build ID. This is a 8 build. That's why. Okay, now we will move further. So we have viewed the image. Now we will tag that image uh, with Docker Hub ID. So let me write another pipeline, a script here. Okay, tag Docker image. Okay, you can copy this and you can also copy this line. Okay, now you can also copy this line. Friends, so this is a new pipeline syntax which will tag the Docker images. I have written a script here. First, this script will log into Ansible server and then it will tag the Docker images. I have added two tags. The first tag will be uh, with my Docker Hub ID / job name v1 then build ID, and the next tag will be with latest one. So let me apply and save and build. So we'll see. Okay, job finished is succeed. So now let me show you the Docker images with tag Docker images. You can see the two tags are here. The first one is with build version number and the second one is with build colon v1 latest. Okay, so I have done. Now I will write another pipeline script code to push these images to Docker Hub. Let me show you how can I do this. So friends, here I will write another stage where we will give the name push images to Docker Hub. Okay, then we can copy this. Okay, and then how to pass the password of the Docker Hub. For that, we need the syntax. So we can click on pipeline syntax and we can choose with credential and we can add credential. We can use anyone like with credential, a string, credential ID and variable. Okay, so I will copy this line and I will paste here with credential, a string, credential ID. I need to change this and need to change the variable. So credential ID I have used in credential when I created the credentials under here, yeah, you can see Docker Hub Pass. So credential ID is Docker Hub Pass and the variable token. So token will be also this variable. Okay. And in next line, we will use code to login Ansible node and then we need to write command docker login -u user name of the Docker hub. Okay. And then -p with password, and this will be the variable. Okay. So this command will log in Docker hub, and the next command will be push that images to Docker hub. So for that we can copy this line. This command will log into Ansible server, then Docker push ID. So created two tags. This and the next line will be for pushing the latest image. Latest. Friends, here I will write another line to remove the images from Ansible node, that is latest image and the latest version image. Otherwise, on the Ansible node, there will be so many images. How many times we will view the job, Jenkins will create the image, and that is not good. So for that, I will write another line of the code here, Docker image rm this one, and simply can copy and copy this build. Okay. So at this point, I have completed pipeline syntax to pull the images. So here I can mention the pull and Docker Hub and remove from Ansible node. Okay, let me apply and save this code. Apply and save and click on build now. Save. Okay, let me check some syntax is missing here. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, parenthesis. Need to give one more curly braces here. Okay, apply, save. Okay, click on build now. Okay, we'll see. Okay, now job is running. So, okay, it will take, you can see job has been completed with success. So at this point, my Docker Hub account should have two images. Let me check my Docker Hub account. Okay, let me refresh. Yes, you can see another repository with pipeline name, and under this, okay, there will be two images, latest one and version with build version. How many number of build? Okay, so I have completed this. Now I will move further. Let me open my, okay, so here we have completed step 6, push images to Docker Hub. Now the last step is here for deployment, deploying the deployment, creating the deployment and services on Minikube nodes. So, okay, we need to write another section of code under the pipeline script. Okay, and the name will be like, you can give the name anything. Okay, copy code from Jenkins to K8s and Ansible and K8s. I will, okay, copy playbook from Jenkins to Ansible and many best. Okay, playbook from Jenkins to Ansible and deep deploy.yml and as service.yml to K8s node. So this pipeline syntax will copy Ansible playbook file from Jenkins to Ansible node, and it will also copy deployment.yml file to Kubernetes node. Okay, so here first of all I will copy playbook from Ansible to, sorry, from Jenkins to Ansible. So friends, for that, first of all, developer need to commit all those files to GitHub, and GitHub will automatically push the notification to Jenkins, and Jenkins will pull those files, and then Jenkins will copy those files on the respected node as per a script. So first of all, I will write the script, then I will make the commit so that Jenkins will automatically trigger the job. Okay, so let me start. So first of all, okay, here we need to click on this and SSH agent. We need to click on this and click on this. Okay, you can copy this. Okay, okay, fine. So now I will write a script to login Kubernetes Minikube nodes. I will write syntax. This is a syntax, and my Minikube private IP is this 27. Okay, so Okay, and we can also write this change home Ubuntu. Okay, so in next line, so this syntax will SSH to Minikube node, and the next syntax will copy file scp q, and then what is the file name here? File name will be dploy deployment dot yml, and it will copy to this node. Where it will copy? To home directory. Okay, fine. Another line will be here that will copy service.yml to this node. Okay, then put one more curly braces here. Okay, okay, and then I will write another stage that will copy Ansible.playbook to from Jenkins to Ansible node. So let me write another. Okay, copy this, then need to log in to Ansible, then we can use this command. So here we need to modify Ansible.yml to y node. Okay, so I have written this code. Okay, so now I will apply the changes and I will click on save. Okay, now I will move further and I will commit these files service.yml, ansible.yml, and deployment.yml. So let me explain little bit. Here friends, I have created manifest file for deployment and kind is deployment. I have used metadata name will be LinuxGKTech, and I use replica 2, so 2 pods will be there, and I have used match label, then I have used the labels as a LinuxGKTech. Okay, and in container side I need to use these images. Okay, so need to copy this ID and we need to put it here in container images. This will be the image. Okay, and the container port is 80. Okay, so I need to save this file. So friend, this is not basic level of project, this is advanced level of DevOps project. In that, you should know the basic knowledge of what is deployment, what is replica set, what is service, how these objects work on Kubernetes. So now I will explain service.yml file. In service, I have created the service and the app label is LinuxGKTech and the port will be 8080. Target port is this and node port I have defined 31200 and type of balancer will be load balancer. Okay, so next I will explain playbook. Ansible. Okay. So in this playbook will simply run the command on remote host to delete if any deployment is there, if any service is there, then it will create the new deployment and service. So this is very simple Ansible playbook. So let me commit this git add Ansible deployment service. Okay, git commit -m commit for. Okay, now you can push this commit to GitHub. Right? Git push origin main. Okay, so let me verify this on my GitHub repo. You can see all these files are here now. So now let me check Jenkins. Yeah, you can see Jenkins automatically triggered and it will start building in few seconds. Okay, what happened? Failure. Why failed? Okay, permission denied. What happened? Let me check. Okay, let me check. Friends, you can see there is one typo. I need to correct it. So let me go inside configure and we need to remove one at the rate. Okay, now click on apply and click on view now. Okay, let me click on console output. So, okay, login successful. Okay, failure again, failure. Okay, okay, same thing happened with now deployment and service file is now on Kubernetes node, minikube node. So there is a another typo. Let me correct it. Yes, here. Okay, let me build it now, and this time hopefully build will complete with success. Okay, meanwhile I will show you the files. Yeah, you can see deployment and service files are here. Okay, yeah, this you can see the build has been completed with success. So now I will move further and I will write another pipeline script syntax that will be the final syntax and that will deploy the deployment that will create deployment and service on Kubernetes node. Okay, so let me write a stage. Okay, create deployment and service on mini queue. Okay. So, okay. So first Jenkins will log into Ansible node and it will start. Okay. 1 second. Let me refresh this page. Yeah. Okay. So what will happen here? We'll log in to Ansible node and it will run command Ansible playbook Ansible.yml. Okay. And before that, I need to add the inventory under inventory file. So let me show you. This is Ansible node and okay, we need to open host and we need to create a new group like we can create KTS and we can put IP here 27. Okay, and now okay, we don't have permission, so we can open this file as a pseudo user and okay, now Ansible -m we can check the ping command permission denied. Okay, 1 second. SSL 1 2 permission denied. Okay, so I think there is no passwordless authentication between Ansible and Kubernetes node. So let me check SSH key is here or not. Yeah, SSH key is here. We need to copy this SSH key and we can put under authorized key. Okay, yes. Now passwordless authentication I have set and sorry. That's very strange. 1 second, my friend. Let me verify IP address. Okay. What about Jenkins IP? 172. Okay. Okay. Manicube IP is this 27. KFCTL get words. Okay. And this is Ansible node. Okay, now move on to at the rate this. Okay, now I can log in. Okay, so let me run add a command. Yeah, ping pong. Okay, so now connection is okay. Let me run. Yeah, let me write a script for this. Okay, so no, okay, so in CICD pipeline script. Okay, so we can write this command. Okay, ping pong already done. So okay, I have written before this line. We can add this line for verification. No, we can change the IP. Okay, 113. Then we need to put IP this one. Okay, ping. Okay. So now let me. Okay, one curly braces is required here. Okay, now you need to click on save and apply. We can click on build. Okay, we'll see what will happen. Okay, it's going perfectly fine. Okay, pipeline error. What is error? Okay, okay, typo error is here. Playbook. Okay, playbook. Okay, click on apply and save and click on build now. So friends, this is the best way to hands-on so that your skills will develop and your troubleshooting skills will also develop, because in every build you will see, okay, what error I have done. Again there is a one error, deployment. Okay, non-zero when deleting deployment. Okay, fine. Okay, okay, so this is happening because at this moment there is a no deployment and service, so this file is creating issue. So let me put the first, let me comment this. Okay, and okay, we have to commit this file once again. Okay, okay, so at this point now Jenkins will automatically trigger the job. You can see in 17 seconds in it will start building. Okay, now click on console output. We'll see. Okay, gathering back. Okay, finished. So congratulations, friends. We have successfully completed this project. Deployment and services also created. Let me show you on Minikube node. This is the Minikube node, and you can see, okay, some errors are here. Okay, let me check. And kubectl, get service. Okay, service is okay, but there is some error in images in ports. Let me check. Uh, Docker file. Why this error is here? Okay, let me check the kubectl logs of this. Okay, what is this? Bad request, container, DevOps, and itna waiting. Okay, cannot pull. Okay, let me show you. Okay, what happened with this? Tenor DevOps. Okay, and what about another pod? What about another? Okay, container pod is waiting to start and failing to pull the images. Okay, so okay, kubectl NSF deleted. Let me recreate this. Created. Okay, something is wrong here. So friends, what happened on my Docker Hub repo? I cannot find latest image. Let me show you. Under the queue, you cannot see the latest images. Reason is that I have done some error in pipeline syntax. Instead of writing latest, I include v1 latest. And so that was the reason. I have now corrected typo, and I need to rebuild. So need to click on apply and click on save, and can click on build now. Okay, we'll see the console output. Okay, already exists. Failure. What is the failure? The push refer to this. The tag. Okay. mm, Tag does not exist. Okay. Let me check once again. Configure. Okay. Tag. Okay. Here is the mistake I have done. Okay. So I have added v1 in latest. That is wrong. Let me build it once again. Okay. Hopefully this time it will go with success. Okay, finish with success. So first of all, I will verify the latest images. Yeah, now you can see the latest is here. So now let me check. Okay, okay. So we need to correct our file, deployment file. So first of all, we will delete all demo detail, delete pod, demo, demo 2, demo 3, and okay, it's taking time, but it should not take time more than 1 minute. Okay, kubectl get pod. Okay, so now we need to check deployment. That is fine. What about Ansible YML? Okay, 1 second. Let me push ansible.yml file once again. Okay, so yeah, let me refresh this page. Okay, so now Jenkins will automatically trigger the job. Yes, you can see. Now we need to wait 1 minute to complete this job. So okay, with success. So old one is deleted, new one created, and let me show you on Minikube node. Okay, so at this time you can see pods are running. Okay, so deployment is fine, and I can see the service. Service is also running. You can describe this service by kubectl describe svc. Okay, so let me. Okay, so now I will try to access this. So now I will try to access this application from outside. So let me show you what is the IP address of this Minikube. Yeah, this is the IP, and port number will be 8080. Yes, so finally you can see we can access our photogenic application from outside using service load balancer service, and this is a port of the service 8080. Okay, so at this point we have completed this project. So this is a kind of intermediate, or you can say little bit advanced level of project in which we have used multiple DevOps tools, like how to write the code. I have explained how to commit those code to GitHub repo, how to configure Webhook so Jenkins will automatically trigger the job, and how to connect to Ansible node, how to build the Docker file, how to tag the Docker file, how to push the Docker file to Docker Hub, and then in last I have explained how Ansible can create deployment and service on Kubernetes clusters. So friends, mm, if you like this video, please subscribe my YouTube channel and like this video so that I can create more real-time DevOps project for you. So thanks for watching once again.